develop my grant writing skills. So today here I have Erica Waldrip over the phone, and she has some experience writing grants for the Mercy Health Foundation. How long have you been doing that, Erica?
I worked for the Mercy Health Foundation for about 5 years total.
Are you still doing that?
No, I haven't written grants in about 6 years, so.
Okay. Were those the only kind of grants that you wrote?
You know, I did help my father write some grants for the Crawford County Department, Crawford County, Arkansas, and that was last year, so I wrote some grants last year, but that wasn't for Mercy Health Foundation.
Yeah, you can be a bit versatile with once you know what you're doing. I love that.
Yeah.
So where did you find the information for your grants?
There's a lot of sites online that you can go to. Basically, if you want a grant, you can start easily at Google and, research grants for whatever you're looking for. Mercy Health Foundation, we had specific goals that were aligned with our foundation goals for projects or equipment, and we would look that up. A lot of them come from the government, has a whole bunch of grants available in the state, federal level, and then private foundations also give a lot of money. So we had a big rolling list of sites that we used, but like my father's one that we just did last year for the fire departments, we just started at Google and found a whole bunch of foundations that were giving money out for counties they were looking for money for electronics and communications for the fire departments in rural District 1 for Crawford County. So you Google your specific grant need and it pops up a whole bunch of different sites, so you just have to go through them. We have a list of them at Mercy Foundation that we work through a lot of them.
Mercy, that absolutely makes sense. They're far more established and have life or death needs, and I know the fire department is very serious, but I'm sure was getting grants for the fire department a new situation?
I did some for Crawford County Search and Rescue a few, 5 years ago, maybe. And then I did it for the fire department a year ago. But, yeah, it's pretty new. But it's once you write one grant, there's a lot of, they give you basic questions on the grant submission forms and the requirements. And you go through the requirements and submission forms and just make sure you have all of those written down. And some of them make you write with data formats or statistics. And you just fill out, make sure you don't miss any of the requirements. They're pretty straightforward.
What's the most memorable grant you've been involved in writing?
The most memorable grant I have been involved with was a program that I started at Mercy Foundation at the Mercy Hospital for the whole Mercy Hospital, all the way from Oregon to East Coast. It's called No One Dies Alone program we have. And I started the whole program with another one of my coworkers. We wrote it up from start to finish, and we found grants and donors to help us get the whole program started. That was my most memorable one because it was a passion of mine that I didn't want anybody to die alone, and we needed money to start the program. We started from scratch, so that was my favorite.
What's been your hardest lesson writing grants?
To accept rejection. That if you want $100,000 to go for $1 million, and you'll get it.
Wow. So ask for way more.
Well, not ask for more, but know that you're going to get rejected some. And apply for more than you need.
Apply for more than you need. Okay.
And not necessarily the amount of money, the more sources. So if I'm looking for $100,000 and I find one grant that gives up to $100,000, I fill out that grant and then I look for more for that same need. I don't just fill out that one grant. For every opportunity that I need money for, I try 3 or 4 different grant places. I tried 3 or 4 different sources.
Absolutely. That makes sense from what I know about grants. What advice would you give to a new grant writer? I know that you said to follow requirements. They're very specific. From what I've learned in my class, you have to really look at what they're asking for because, for example, if they're looking for a verified nonprofit business and you're thinking, oh, my business isn't making any profit, so we are good for this, but you're not legitimately organized as one of those. You just don't categorize for the people that they're giving grants to. So you want to be aware of who they're looking to give grants to, what they're asking information wise from you, budgeting, things like that. And you advise that we should apply for a number of grants because there is some situations, a lot of situations you have to factor in getting turned down for. So is there anything outside of those pointers that you've already mentioned that you would give to a new grant writer?
Work on your writing. There's lots of courses. I went to California for a few months to take grant writing classes. There's lots of courses and classes that help you write your grants and help you research grants. A lot of time in researching grants to make sure it fits the needs of your situation. That was really helpful. Just to practice writing. A lot of it's writing.
Okay, so really brush up on maximizing your writing skills as well. Will get you a long way. I love that. I see myself as someone who loves writing, so I think that grant writing could be a good fit for me, for where I need it and where it applies to. We're learning about situations that it does and doesn't apply to. And even though I'm not really going for a social work degree right now, I felt that taking a grant writing class would improve my writing skills. So, thank you, Erica. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, but I think you'd be great at grant writing. I had a lot of fun with it. And I was actually going to try to write some grants for myself. I wanted to start my own bakery, and there's a lot of veteran grants available, so I was going to start researching that. So you want to